guys, welcome back to another one of our Winterfest Buildfest videos. I can't believe we're almost done with this. I think I say that every time, but just, I can't. I've been having such a good time. It's been so much fun. But, you know, things end, and I probably need to start playing it more. So, today we are actually building a tea house. I always kind of wanted to do this, but wasn't really sure how I wanted to incorporate it within the context of Edirann. And especially because just, it's nice to use the functional objects that we have. So I really haven't built any sort of subculture to relate to these objects or to relate to any other real cultures within the world at large that Edirann is part of. So we're not going to really say where this comes from, other than it is not a native building style or things that are done within Edirann necessarily. I'm being very delicate here because I'm not trying to upset or offend anyone, but I also don't know how to put into words what I'm trying to say necessarily, but yeah. I haven't gotten that far. I really haven't had Sims leave Edirann to, like, I had princesses at one point who would, like, marry into other kingdoms, but I never played those kingdoms. I just kind of moved them over there, and we never really got to see them again, because that was more realistic, or, like, a realistic way to approach political alliances that were just kind of on paper, rather than actually creating the Sims and bogging my game down with character files. I don't know. I really do like how this looks though, and I like the concept of it. It's making me want to create Sims that maybe come from a different land. I don't know if I will do that, because I already have many Sims in this neighborhood, but potentially a random occurrence scenario will happen and we'll be able to add more people into the game. Because why not? At this point, I have so many Sims, let's just throw them in there. I did use these dormer windows instead in the front just because I didn't like how the round ones looked. I like them on the side, but I wanted something special. And indeed, I really wanted something special. As you can see, I added the beanstalk with, like, the wispy cloud at the top of it. Is it a real beanstalk? I don't know. I also reloaded the game because everything was slowly turning pink. But I liked the fun whimsy of adding a beanstalk. So it's there. This is also near a brothel. That's what that red house is. It's not a functional one. It's one I built for, like, a challenge ages ago, but it's there. Doing its thing, so I kind of wanted to block off the view. I thought about moving the brothel, and then I'm like, no, that's not realistic. It's fine. It can be where it's at. I was trying not to have that clip either. I just like the whimsy of the beanstalk. Part of me wants to go full crazy and, like, have the beanstalks technically be portals. Like, where they grow, they essentially grabbed lots and swapped them out, so maybe this originally was somewhere else and it got swapped via beanstalk portal, and now it's just here. But then I have to come up with a whole lore system as to why that is, and I don't think I want to do that. So my main goal here was to make sure we had 4-ish tea rooms, and then I was going to do a kitchen and, like, dining tables, but then I remembered the dining stations from, oh god, is it Bon Voyage in Sims 2? I don't know, there's too many Sims games, but the vacation expansion, I think it's Bon Voyage, vacation world thing for Sims 2. And it doesn't look medieval, but it's okay. I'm willing to accept that. Sometimes I'm just willing to accept that it's not perfect, and we're fine. But I hadn't come to that conclusion yet. I was still stuck on, oh, that'll just be a kitchen, it'll be fine. Have this hallway here. And then I wasn't really sure what to do with this awkward area, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll close it off. Yeah, I really didn't have a plan going into this. I just knew that I wanted to build a tea house. And here's where I'm like, okay, let's build a kitchen. Or first I was going to do a private dining room, and then I was like, okay, no. I was still dealing with pink soup, but it wasn't too bad. So I was like, okay, I'll put tables here. Which I do like those tables. I've never actually hidden those because I think that they could pass for medieval-ish. I'm just ready to already put the thing. I know that this doesn't mean anything, so like you're seeing me do it, but I'm going to change it. Here's the moment where I was like, can I? Because I knew I'd have to use the modern stove anyways if it was a restaurant. So I was like, can I just do this? I don't know if they can reach those seats. I know they can reach some of them, but yeah. I was like, that's something that I'm really willing to do for the sake of functionality, shall we say. I was still kind of leaning towards restaurant, and then I was like, actually, what if I just put in like a stones table? The mahjong looked a little too modern. I couldn't really justify it in my head. I need some defaults for it. But like a chess table, and then I put like a little seating area. So this is more, I would say, like a club rather than like a restaurant. It's a tea house, but it's definitely a hangout spot and not a place where you go to like just go get a meal. That's many things. And it's not owned by anyone yet. At some point it will be owned, but currently it's just going to be a community lot, which again helps with pleasure sims who get super upset about not being able to go and have food. So I put up the little wine stations. Just gonna make it cozy. Trying to see if putting anything viable would be worthwhile, but I decided no. So yeah, that's really all I have to say about this particular build. I have accepted the fact that I'm not putting up a Christmas tree this year. We've been meaning to do it, but like, Shay's been so busy that it just hasn't happened, and Christmas is in 5 days. Like, I'm not doing it. So I went to Joann's and I bought a tiny tree. And unfortunately, my dog Judy has decided that that is for her. She thinks it is toy-shaped and she really wants it. So now I'm having to protect the tiny tree because she wants to eat it. But it's cute. What is that? Okay, sorry. My phone apparently fell on the ground and was like vibrating against the desk, making a weird noise, and it scared me a lot. Yeah, I was protecting a tiny Christmas tree, and I don't remember anything else that I was going to say, so there's that. Although I will say, Judy's Gotcha Day was yesterday, and she was very spoiled. People came over to the house, so she got to do her favorite thing, which is go from lap to lap. Overall, it was a cute day, even though towards the end, she was being a little bratty. I can't believe I've had her 4 years. It does not feel that long. One of those things where it's like you have a pet and you feel like you just got him, and then you do the math and you're like, ooh, and then you think about how old you are, and then you really go, ooh. So that's fun. I think the beagle's gonna be 2. He's gonna be 2. He's looking at me. What else fun and exciting is happening? I had my first session in my new gaming room, which was amazing. Everybody had the space they needed. They did go off on a random tangent I didn't expect, which meant that I got to do a lot of making up characters on the spot, because like in the module that we're running, Wolves of Steadwick, there's some characters where it's like, yeah, we didn't bother to write anything. That's up to you. If your group happens to follow this, not even a red herring, just a random name kind of thing, you're gonna have to make it up. And so I did, and I had so much fun. And then another character that like you just get that he's kind of a drunk sailor, and just on the spot, like, because they were like, how old were you? And I don't know why, but I was like, I was this tall, and like I raised my hand like high and then low to talk about the brother. Like, instead of saying ages, he was just like drunkenly just doing a height thing. and that I kept doing that throughout. It was great. It was so much fun. And you know you're doing good when, like, you reach the pre-selected cutoff time where everybody's like, okay, we do need to go home, and everyone's like, aww. I'm like, well, we don't have to end, but you guys said that you need to sleep. That's when you know it's a good session. It was so much fun. I'm really glad that I'm able to make this such a positive, fun experience for people to learn about the game that I love. Like, it's just been so fun. And in January, I'm gonna start up my other 2 tables. One is one experienced player and then, like, mostly newbies. They've played a little teeny tiny bit, but not much. And then the other one is all newbies with the exception of one person. And yeah, they're all different. I actually get to play in Strixhaven, which isn't a module so much as a world based on Magic the Gathering, and, like, it is so detailed. Like, it gets into, like, report cards and relationships with professors and things. I'm like, this is gonna be so much fun, because I love that stuff. I'm such a nerd. I'm just like, yes, this is what I want to do. And I have nothing against, like, dungeon crawling or, like, groups that really just want to battle and that's all they want to do. That's fine. That's just not what I prefer to do. And it's so funny because people keep asking about, like, fighting and stuff, and I'm like, the group that I have right now has gotten into one fight. One. And it was kind of on accident, and it was just a swarm of rats. And we're going to be on session 4 the next time we meet. And yeah, it's just so much fun, and it's so interesting to see how different groups approach similar situations. Obviously, they're all playing in different worlds, but yeah, it's fun. And as we progress, I'm slowly picking out things in my gaming room that'll, like, reference the groups that I have. Just for fun. I'm waiting on them to give me, because they all kind of made images of their characters, so I was like, can you send those to me? Because I would like to do group pictures. Because I got Photoshop, why not? And I thought it would be a cute touch to have, like, little painted looking images of everybody. I also need to get, like, a medieval whistle, because they gave a whistle to their kind of tour guide of the town. He's a 12-year-old kid. And yeah, it's funny. It's fun to reference things. But I think my next project is actually finishing the room, because some things were delayed in shipping, so, like, I need to wallpaper a wall. So I'm waiting on the wallpaper, and then I need to put wainscoting on that wall and another wall and trim. And I need a couple more furniture pieces. I'm just kind of seeing what turns up, because almost everything in that room is secondhand or purchased at an estate sale for a very reasonable price. Like the shelves that I got, which are beautiful handmade shelves for hanging instruments, I got them for $2.50 at auction, because most people don't need that. It's very specific to, like, honestly, musicians, but in particular, like, I don't think you could hang guitars from them. Like, it was very narrow. It was made for mandolins, so, like, the fact that we got a bunch of mandolins at auction, it worked. I have a sword on it as well, but it's not really what it's for. And yeah, I got the lumber and the, like, brackets alone would have been $100. And now I don't have to sand nothing. I don't have to stain anything. Like, they're decorative. Like, it's got the little edge on it, and I didn't have to do none of that. $2.50? Yes, thank you. I got a fake fireplace and a bookshelf for $50 on Facebook Marketplace, which I'm telling you, depending on your city, can be really good or really bad, but, like, is worth it. Because an IKEA bookshelf was like $100, and it wouldn't look at all cool in terms of the aesthetics of the room. So I'm like, I'm gonna get a used one that is cool. And Goodwill is really good. They were like, you got all this at Goodwill? I'm like, yes. It's not even like a special secret Goodwill. It's just Goodwill. Like, you just have to kind of keep at it. So, that's another thing that I love to do, is corrupt people with the fact that you can get so many things for cheap. Like, I will never buy dishes new again, ever. Like glassware and plates and pots and pans, like there's no point. Because you can get them sometimes brand new at a thrift store, and they're fine. Like, Pyrex glassware for like baking is always there. Gift baskets, if you want to give people a gift but you want it to be a little nicer, instead of going to Target and spending $30 on a little wicker basket, go to Goodwill and spend $5. Even though the Goodwill prices have definitely gone up, they haven't gone up that much. Like, I'm telling you, it's where it's at. Especially with the state of the world. Like, anywhere you can save money, why not? Like, I even got, it's like somebody clearly had a beach decorated bathroom or something, because there was a bunch of beach themed objects at the Goodwill when I went. But one of them was like this round glass ball that's kind of opalescent. I might have talked about this. It has sanded seashells at the bottom, but like, it could pass for a magical D&D item. And they were like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah. Just all kinds of crazy stuff. But speaking of decorating, we are almost done with this lot. Obviously, you can see some pink flashing is definitely starting to occur. It's fine. Again, I don't let it bother me. If I wasn't recording this, I wouldn't even stop and reload ever. But we're basically done. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this build, please let me know, and I will see you in the next one.